The stream is live. Yay!
Hey, hello. Yes, we had some technical issues. Thank you guys so much for being
Thank you.
patient.
Yes.
Sometimes these things happen, because
Yes.
technology is made by man, right?
Mm-hmm,
Yes, with the
mm-hmm.
knowledge from God, so it's bound to be some challenges at one point. But thank you.
Amen. Thank
Thanks to
you.
Wei for helping out on this because she's the technical person here and the craftsman for the flyers. Thank you so much, Wei. And thank
Thank
you
you,
guys so
Billy.
much for being here. Thank you, sister, for the great support, the love that you have for this movement for children worldwide, even when sometimes it's not very convenient for you, but you still find it in your heart to be
Thank
here
you.
to
Thank you,
support. I
sister.
highly appreciate that. There is
Thank you,
nothing
sister,
more rewarding, more powerful than what you're doing. And the audience, thank you guys so much for
for
being
being
here.
here with us. Yes.
We're here for people. This movement is a movement for the people, by the people, with the people. And thank you
Yes.
guys so much. And yes, yes, yes. And how was your weekend? How was everything? I'm hoping that everybody did well. I did well. A lot of running around, but that's good because when you have that energy to run around, utilize it to its maximum. So thank you. Now we are in. First of all, we thank our CEO as always because we are
Yes.
here because of what he did. Human resource, the very first form of wealth, is what we are using here. So we thank him so much, and may God continue to guide, lead, and protect him so that he will do what he has been ordained to do, no matter how long it takes. So we
Mm-hmm.
are in One Global Movement Revolution, part 350. From surviving to thriving, helping young women live with purpose in a complex world. And as you know, Wednesday is always for our sister. But before we move on, it's a way of life. It's not, and once in a while we remind our people we are not here for preaching or religion or of any kind, but it's a way of life because that's the way that we've known, the way that we grew by, the way that we were brought up, and the way that we were created is what
Yes.
we do here because you can't help children without first embracing that one very important way from the creator, very very important. And
Mm-hmm.
so however you wish, however you want to do it, let us do this together. From surviving to thriving, living with purpose in a complex world, we commit this in the hands of the creator. We come before you with open hearts and uplifted hands, grateful for the breath of life, O Lord, and the promise of transformation. Thank you for planting within every young woman the seeds of greatness, the strength to rise, the courage to dream, and the capacity to thrive. Lord, in a world that often overwhelms with noise, confusion, and injustices, we ask that you anchor our daughters, sisters, mothers, and leaders of tomorrow in your wisdom, purpose, and divine clarity. Let no challenge, no system, no voice of doubt silence their worth. Let them rise from surviving to thriving boldly, fearlessly, and joyfully, the kind that only comes from you, not from the world. We lift up every young woman burdened by poverty, silenced by injustice, or navigating trauma, rejection, or isolation. God, be her strength where she is weak. Be her light when darkness surrounds. Be her advocate when she cannot speak. Because your word commands and demands us to speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. Stand up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. To, to speak up for the downtrodden, for those who have been so pushed to the backwaters of life that don't have a voice. Through One Global Movement, we declare, let education unlock her potential. Let mentorship guide her steps. Let love be her foundation. Let purpose fuel her daily work. Lord, make us builders of hope and carriers of healing. Help us cultivate safe spaces where young women can blossom, not merely to survive, but to rise as change makers, innovators, nurturers of peace, and beacons of global love. We speak life over every child, every young girl, every young boy, every mother, every auntie, and future leaders under the weight of oppression. Let her rise. Let her flourish. Let her find purpose beyond pain. Because when she rises, when she stands up, when she has that courage, then the whole world will do the same. May One Global Movement continue to be a vessel of transformation, planting seeds of truth, justice, compassion, and generational wealth in every land, every home, and every heart it touches. From surviving to thriving, we walk with purpose, the kind of purpose that comes from you. From fear to faith, rise with hope. From complexity to clarity, we shine with divine alignment in your holy name for the future of our daughters, our mothers, our aunties, the representative, the replication, and the multipliers of life. We commit this into your hands and we ask in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you
sister.
guys for listening. And sister, over to you.
Thank you. So today, as always, we remind ourselves what One Global Movement is all about. And so I have the pleasure of reading again the mission and visions, the vision and mission statement of One Global Movement. So the vision and mission statement of One Global Movement, which we call lovingly OGM, One Global Movement will support any organization, group, or individual that aligns with its own global vision and mission, which is as follows. The mission of One Global Movement is to empower young people, children, and the women we're speaking about today who are worldwide with a focus on young women, providing them with tools and sustainable solutions that will help them eradicate hunger, illiteracy, and poverty, build generational wealth while living a life of leadership and purpose. It's always aiming for that because we are all here for purpose. We believe that every child deserves access to nutritious food, quality education, and opportunities to thrive. Through global collaborative efforts, innovative programs, and community engagement programs, we strive to break the cycle of illiteracy, hunger, poverty, and to build a future where every child can build on their hopes and dreams while reaching their full potential. And so, through divine intervention, love, and clean, safe, and valuable technology, we can create a world where no child goes to bed hungry, no child is denied an education, and no child is limited to poverty or to any condition that is not of their own making. It is possible. We believe so, and we live it here on One Global Movement. Our gratitude and tribute always goes to our CEO for bringing this world family together, and for the purpose of providing solutions to all sectors of the global economy, beginning with our children. We thank him and his well chosen building team, and we love you all and wish you eventual success. And that is the vision and mission of One Global Movement.
Thank you.
Thank you. And so today I get to treat this topic, another big one.
Always. Because
Yes,
children are
yes,
the largest in the world.
yeah, they're huge topics, right? And so
Yes.
this is why we will come again over them as we get more information. But for today, this is the first time we're actually dealing with just the young woman So I'm just going to say greetings to you again, Dr. Mundi, and everyone who has joined us, and those who will watch later. Thank you for supporting One Global Movement.
Thank you.
And of course, it's an honor to be here with you and speak to you from across countries, time zones, cultures, and experiences,
It's a blessing.
united by the belief that young women deserve more than just survival. They
Yes.
deserve to thrive. It is true that today's world is undeniably complex, and for many, it's also unstable, right? Some of our young women are navigating economic hardships, wars, forced migration, climate disruption, or deeply ingrained gender biases and abuses. This is true. Others may live in relative safety, but they are still wrestling with pressure, such as the social media. They have this idea of perfectionism or deep internal struggles. We're all carrying something. So when we say from surviving to thriving, this is not just a nice phrase, it is a global call to action.
Yeah.
And so let's define a few things just to ground us. Surviving means enduring, pushing through, and holding on. Thriving is different, though. It's growing, it's becoming, it's living with fullness, even if the circumstances aren't perfect.
Right.
And purpose is your why, always. It's what anchors you through the storms, through the chaos. Today, we're moving through three stages. So it's survive, shift, and soar. And doing so across borders, backgrounds, and belief systems. And I divided up into three sections. We'll address each one. So in part one is the reality of survival mode. Let's begin with the truth. Many young women are in survival mode. That's where they live. They are surviving conflict, displacement, and war, gender based violence or discrimination, social media pressure, body shaming, identity confusion, loss of access to education, healthcare, or safe spaces, generational poverty, family trauma, or colonial systems that still shape opportunity. For some, survival means wondering where their next meal will come from. Imagine, just think about that. We
Yeah.
always think, what am I going to eat next? These people are wondering where their next meal is coming from. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
For others, it's carrying silent mental burdens masked by a smile. So let me share a brief story. Excuse me. There's a young woman, her name is Maya. She's a refugee in her own country. That might sound strange, but at 17, Maya is what is called an IDP, an internally displaced person. She had fled conflict in her home. She lost her father, and she's raising her siblings all on her own, all while having no legal international protection, such as granted to the other types of refugees. So she's under double threat. She doesn't belong anywhere. 17 years old. And
Wow.
in a letter, she wrote, I am tired of being brave, but I cannot afford to break. She can't because she's supporting others, right? That is survival. It's real, it's heavy, and it deserves both our compassion and our response. And the second part is to shift into thriving. So, how do we help young women shift? Not just from pain to positivity, but from enduring life to engaging it with purpose. So let me introduce a framework. I call it Thrive, THRIVE. It's a way forward that can apply whether you're in Nairobi or New York, whether you're in Gaza or Guatemala. It's universal. So the first one is the T in Thrive, it's the truth. You mentioned that a while ago. Tell your truth. Thriving starts with the truth. And
Right.
truth can be risky in some cultures. It can get you killed. Where speaking up may not be safe. Malala
Yeah.
and others, right? But there is strength in naming your reality. You have to know what it is that you're striving for, even if it's just to yourself, even if you just call it what it is to yourself. You ask, what truth about myself have I been afraid to say?
Yes.
Or what truth about my strength have I ignored? Because we have those, right? We have that as well. We all have those strengths. Truth is where dignity begins. And then the H is for healing. Thriving is not about ignoring the wounds, it's about allowing the healing. For some, healing looks like community, very fortunate if you have that. For others, it's prayer, it's therapy, it's storytelling, it's art, or activism, again with Malala and anyone who goes out into the public and make the pain public and get others to join them. And for many, especially those in conflict zones, healing is slow and it's messy and it's dangerous, but it's still sacred. You deserve to heal, even if you're still in the middle of the storm. And then the R is for resilience. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back, it's about building forward. A young woman attending school under Taliban threat, we know we're speaking of Malala, a girl who teaches her siblings under a tree in a refugee camp, there are those who are doing that, a teen using her social media to spread kindness instead of hate. These are resilient people. They remind us, even when the systems fail, the spirit doesn't have to.
Yep.
And the I is intention. Living with intention means making small, conscious choices, even in the chaos. If you can choose your mindset, your words, your daily rhythm, you are taking back power.
Yep.
So you ask, how do I want to show up today, just today? What values will I carry, even when the world doesn't reflect those? And then the V is for voice. For many girls and women, voice is not granted. It's not granted. It has to be reclaimed. Cultural norms, gender roles, or fear may have silenced you. But when a, but then even a whisper is a beginning, right? Your voice doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. Write your story, share your dream, ask the hard questions, because when one woman finds her voice, she gives others permission to do the same. And then the E, the last letter, is empowerment. Empowerment isn't about waiting for someone else to hand you opportunity. No, it's about recognizing the strength that you already have in you and using it.
Yep.
There is our very own Sister Mundih right here. She's an
Thank you.
iconic example of this. Sometimes that strength is used to start a business. Sometimes it's used to survive one more day with grace. Both are valid and both are powerful.
Yep.
And then living with purpose. Purpose is not a luxury of the privilege. It is the birthright of every girl and woman, no matter where she lives. Purpose doesn't mean having a 10-year plan. It means making it up and deciding as you go. I will use what I have. I will care about something bigger than myself. I will find meaning in small things. Even in the most difficult settings, women have found purpose in teaching others, in caring for children, in leading movements, in telling the truth, or simply surviving with dignity. So ask yourself, what breaks my heart that I might be called to heal? Or what brings me joy that I might be called to multiply? You spoke about women being multipliers. That's what we are. And then the call to action. The world may remain uncertain and complex. It will.
Yep.
Here's what I believe. When we help one girl thrive, we plant the seed of generational change. And that's what it takes. So whether you're listening from a city or a village, from peace or from pain, here's the challenge. Speak one truth this week. Take one intentional step, no matter how small.
Yes.
Remind one young woman near you that she's not forgotten, that she's not just surviving, she's learning to thrive. And let me leave you with this. There's a young woman named Kiara. She once said, I used to survive by disappearing, but now I thrive showing up for myself.
Wow.
Thriving is not always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, determined, and consistent. It is the courage in the face of conflict. It is joy in the middle of injustice. It is purpose in every language, every culture, every corner of the world. So let us commit to this, not just to our thriving, but to creating a world where every girl, every woman, everywhere has the right, she has the tools and the support to thrive with purpose. And this last quote, thriving is not the absence of struggle. It is the audacity to grow, to speak, and shine anyway. Every young woman everywhere deserves that chance.
Yes. Yes.
Thank
Wow.
you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for
Every
being
woman everywhere deserves that
that
chance.
chance.
It is your birthright. It is in your DNA.
It is.
You were created with that. Claim it. Because
Claim
when
it.
you don't claim it, another person is going to claim it for you. Because if you don't go after what you were born to do, you were created to do, What you
Yes.
don't want is going to automatically set in for you. Why? Because somebody else is going to make you do it. So thank you so much the way
Absolutely.
that you divided this topic, and you treated it so well in very simple terms for
Yes.
everyone to fit
Yes. Yes.
themselves, every woman to
Yes.
fit themselves. And let me
Yes.
just always say this, you know, when we talk about women a lot, and of course, one global movement focuses on young women
Yes.
because of my unique story. And
Yes.
you
Yes.
realize that in every society, no matter how small or big, rich or poor, the woman is always at risk, regardless. Young men and women are at risk, but more so the young woman.
Oh.
And therefore, the woman too is also filled with the milk of human kindness. If we are
Mm-hmm.
talking about multiplication, we're talking about taking one thing and turning it into so many things. We're talking about taking $1, trying to make a meal for a whole family out of it. The woman
Mm-hmm.
has been gifted as that capability and capacity to do that. That's why we always say that, because we know that when you educate one woman, when you help one woman gain skills, when you help one woman escape from from abuse, then you
Mm-hmm.
must help the entire family, because that is just by nature. That's the way it goes. The woman is
Mm-hmm.
the womb of the world. The
It is.
woman is the cradle of the world. The woman is everything, and we are grateful that God made it that way, and therefore we obey that and we go along. So surviving. I'm so glad you said you you're trying to survive. You're wondering where is the next meal going to come from? How can I get clean water? Even just water to drink, not even asking clean. You just
Yeah.
want water to
It's
drink
water.
because you're
Yeah.
thirsty and
Mm-hmm.
just want water. But thriving means you recognize that you don't have to stay in the same spot all the time. What can I do? What have I been created to do? What do I have within me that
Mm-hmm.
I can continue to use this? And this thing, I don't know how to explain it well. It has to be that kind of determination that you
Mm-hmm.
have to do it or you have to die,
Yes.
because when you
Yes.
recognize your purpose, you know
Mm-hmm.
why you were born, regardless of who says what, regardless of the noise in the world. You are determined, and there is something that happens when you recognize that you have a purpose. You recognize that you have greatness within you. You recognize that regardless of your background, regardless of your upbringing, regardless of whatever, you will thrive. And and
Yes.
and thank you for always quoting me as an example, which is a beautiful.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Came out of that, I said, no. Why is it that the other children are being loved? Why is it that they're being educated? Why is it that they're having all of this? And why can't I have it? I will have it. Otherwise, I prefer to die. And I
Yes.
attempted suicide, but God says that life is not yours to take. You can't take.
Yes.
And so I am here today sharing this story because there's so many stories out there, like you said, that are being
Mm-hmm.
untold. No, and I know that you open your mouth, you're gone. You gave the example of Malala. You
Yes.
know, my
Yes.
example, I was beaten, bleeding, everything. But when you are determined to say,
True.
I will do it or I will die, like our CEO says, re-
Yes.
the, the- that is the vibration that you emit into the atmosphere. And guess what?
Yes.
God takes it and things begin to happen that you don't even know how
Yes.
did it, how did they come about, and how
Yes.
did they happen. You lack words for it. It's just the eyes and the heart that will see to know that yes, you have been handpicked. Yes, you have been ordained. Yes, you
Mm-hmm.
have been appointed to take this to the world. This is
Yes.
very important. Find
Yes.
your purpose and work it no matter what, no
Yes.
matter what, and help your children to find this purpose. Help these young people, particularly the young girl, to find their purpose so that these young girls will not be abused, their bodies will not be abused, they will
Yes.
not be denied an education, they will not be given food based on conditions. This is very
Correct.
important. So
Yes.
We we were not born just to survive another day. We were born to shape the world with our purpose, our light, and our voice. And
Mm-hmm.
this is one global movement. So the world today is rich in opportunity.
Very
And
rich.
the opportunities are always there, but people are masking it because of greed, because of power, because of jealousy, because of
Mm-hmm.
complex, because of our own insecurities. We think we have to protrude this onto people so that to become something. You can never
Mm-hmm.
become when you're trying to do all of these bad things to people. You can never become. You're going to keep fighting. You therefore means you don't love your children. You don't even love yourself. If you keep doing this, you don't love yourself. You don't love your children because are you thinking about tomorrow? What if you're no longer here? Because death is the ultimate prize. And it's not a bad thing when you die, when you know that you've emptied out yourself into the world
Yeah.
by doing
Yes.
good things.
Yeah.
You're happy to go. When it's your time, you're smiling because
Yeah.
you know that is your time to
Sure.
go because God created it that way. So if you're doing these things, your children are going to struggle. Your great children are still going to struggle. Remember, the scripture says that. And therefore, let us take care of these young people. Across
Sure.
continents and cultures, millions of young women wake up each morning not with dreams of soaring, but
Mm.
with the burden of simply surviving, whether facing hunger, violence, like you mentioned, all of this, lack of education, mental health challenges, or economic exclusion. Their dreams often remain trapped beneath the weight of systemic injustice. And this starts from home. Because in the
Yep.
home, there is a saying in my culture that when the house, the home, gives it, the world will take it. It starts from the home. Because if we raise our children by teaching them the ethical concepts of how to live, how to not just survive, how to thrive, how to
Mm-hmm.
help for yourself, how to eliminate the spirit of dependency. These children will
Mm-hmm.
grow up because that's the way I was taught. That's how I could be able, I was able to dig my heels in and say, no,
Yes.
I will do it. I was
Yes.
raised to fend for myself, to become economically independent, sufficient, to be so independent that nobody can take it away from you. And I'm still doing that till today. You
Yes.
teach children that no amount of anything that somebody's doing out there would even catch their attention because they are focused on their purpose and they're doing it. And we know that some of us don't know because of like you mentioned, you're running for your dear life, you're running from war, you're trying
Yes.
to fend for food where your food has been taken away from you, or where they've deceived you to do the wrong thing, and then you get bad results. It's a lot of confusion that has been said in the world. And so this
Yes.
is very, very important that we teach these young women what to do. Our mission is rooted in the belief that every girl child, every young woman,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
including young men, but we are talking today of young women, carries within her a light so powerful enough to break through darkness. But that
Yes.
light must be nurtured, protected, and believed in. Do you believe in your purpose? Do you believe in your goals and your dreams? Belief is number one, not what somebody says. Oh, look at Sister Yvonne Finn. Oh, she's this. No, whether approval from the world or not, you know what God has created you. I'm sorry, am I echoing?
A little bit. Yes.
I don't know why.
But you're good now, so maybe it's the yeah.
Okay, so you know, we live in a world of contradictions. While technology connects us, it can also alienate us.
Yes.
Let us,
Absolutely.
like you talk about balance. We must balance technology and life, family life, friendship life, relationship life. We have to bring it a balance. Otherwise, technology will take over our children and they will be living like walking zombies.
Mm-hmm.
So while progress is made in some corners, others are still plagued by extreme poverty, trafficking, war, like you mentioned, and oppression. for
Yes.
many young women, especially those in under-resourced communities. The path is not just hard, it is invisible. Why are these communities called under-resourced? Because resources are taken away from people. Things are seized. Imagine me. I used to write. My writing has been something that is healing to me. I will write,
Mhm.
seize my things, my writings away from me. But my grandmother taught me how to put everything here. So if they
Yeah.
take those things and burn them, they will stay
It's
here.
still up there.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I have those things here no matter what. So we are asking that we teach these children to really understand their purpose. Because when they understand their purpose, to thrive, not just to survive in a complex world, they will be apt to succeed, and therefore their children and their children's children will also succeed, and
Yeah.
they will thrive, not just survive. This is so
Mm-hmm.
important. We're placing emphasis. It's not a joke, but it is so easy if you understand it and you do it. You'll be like, "Ha! I wish I had discovered this long before now." Do you
Yeah.
know how happy I am every day,
I
even with
know.
some of the health challenges from my well-related injury? I am still
Yes.
so happy because
Yes.
I know what is going on. Yes, sister.
It's very evident, sister. We know that you are not just passionate. It's not just a job. This is your soul. This is your purpose. And I think if everyone, it doesn't matter what condition you are, right? If you came with that knowledge, you will find a way. You know what I mean? It's when you don't think you have one, when if you think you're just here for no good reason, then you kind of like, but it's like what the CEO says, what you say, what you do.
Yes.
If you know that something is out there for you, you're going to go and find it. You know what I mean? Or if
Hmm.
you bring something to go and deliver, you're going to find a way. If
Yep.
it's really impactful that you to do this. And the thing is, we all should be told that. We all should know that.
Yep.
But as we talk about, when you're in conflict area or wondering where your next meal is coming from, look at that young girl. I'm telling you, she's 17. She probably is not going to tell her siblings that. She's just going to barely be able to protect them because she's in danger, because she has no protection, neither from within her country or without, because she's not an international refugee. She's an internal displaced person.
Hmm.
So people are probably hunting her. Who knows? She
Yep.
doesn't have time to tell her siblings that, they came with a purpose. But you should, though, because that will strengthen them and strengthen you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Sometimes we miss the important things because we're dealing with the urgent things. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Feeding them and protecting them. So you can't really blame her. She's a young girl. She's 17,
Yep. Yep. You
running for
can't.
her life, as you say,
Hmm.
and protecting her young ones, which are not even her children. These are
Hmm.
her siblings. So she's
Yep.
a mother before her time. I,
Yep.
I, I, it's it's just hard.
I
It's
was
just
a
hard.
mother before my time. It is.
I know. These whole stories apply to you. I know. I know.
Yes. Yes, I was a mother at a very young age before time because my mother too was also running for her dear life. So this is what we are talking about here. Because when you look at the abuses and conflicts in the home, I always say home first, and even in the whole world now, who
Yes.
suffers the most? The woman is there
Oh,
running with children.
oh, yes. Oh,
You
yes.
know, because by nature that's who she is. She's
She
going to
has
guard her children.
Right. She has no resources and no power, and yet she has all this responsibility.
Yes, and so
That's a conflict in itself, right?
yep.
She has no power, but she
Yes.
has responsibilities.
Yes. And find your purpose. It doesn't matter whether you come from, there is no family that is poor. Poverty is of the mind, and it is the lies that the world is telling us. You're not poor. Nobody is poor, but you're only poor when things are forcefully taken away from you, when you are not given that opportunity to do something. And then,
Hmm.
but guess what? That can change. When you
It
have
can.
that determination, you say, you know what? Yes, I can go hungry today. Yes, I'm not educated today. Yes, I'm not allowed to build generational wealth. Guess what? The time will come because I'm not giving up. Because
Yeah.
I was born to thrive. I wasn't
Yeah.
just born to survive. This is
Yes.
what we need to teach our children. You
Yeah.
start from somewhere. Don't look
Hmm.
at what the world is doing because you don't know how the world got to where they are before they are
Hmm.
thriving. You don't know. And everything takes time. It takes
It does.
commitment. It takes prayers. It takes all of those good things. It also takes doing good to other people. Because when you do good to other people, the goodness comes to nurture you to grow. This is very, very important. So, women, young girls are often left out of decision making tables,
Yes.
denied access to safe schools, or forced into early marriage and labor, like in my case. They are talent, but remember, my case now, what the forced labor to me now, that was a blessing in disguise, even though it's not good to be done to any child, but it's
Mhm.
good to do it in a good way. So their talents remain unseen, their voices go unheard, but we here in One Global Movement refuse to let that happen or continue with any child. That is why we're not just fighting it, we are eradicating hunger, illiteracy, and poverty. And so the
Mhm.
call to thrive, not just to survive. To merely survive is to exist. You were not just born to exist. No, you were born to leave a mark, an unerasable mark that will serve millions of generations to come, that they will continue to talk about you. They will continue to tell your story. They will continue to read your book. They will continue to attend that school that you opened. They will continue to use that machine that you invented. They will continue
Mhm.
to look at the legends that are gone. Aren't we here today using what they invented, what they wrote? Talk about Martin Luther King Jr. Talk about Nelson Mandela. Malala is here, still a very young woman, still alive.
Yes.
Talk about
Yes.
Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn is one of my mentors.
Yeah.
Dr. Miles Monroe. What Richard Wright, Marcus Garvey. Look at
Yes.
Bob Marley's music. We used to listen here,
Yeah, I know.
and he's long gone. What
Yes.
about our parents, our grandparents? So
Yes.
it is a whole lot. So to merely survive is to exist, and we don't want that for our young women.
No.
To thrive is to live fully, with power, with dignity, and with divine purpose. Thriving is about having access to education that
Yes.
unlocks your mind. Education, not just to be bluffing, because education that doesn't unlock your mind, it means that you have not shaken off the chains of abuse from yourself.
Mhm.
So, and then education, health and wellness that nurtures the body and your soul, not just your body to say, look at me, I'm so beautiful, look at me, I am wearing this, look at me, I'm driving this car. No, your soul. Because the soul, when you feed your soul to thrive, you are also going to help others. No, safe spaces, creating safe spaces that protect identity and nurture growth. Identity. Are you are you behaving according to your customs and traditions, or you let somebody take control over you and you are living somebody else's dream? That is very important. Leadership opportunities that amplify young women's voices. Like here, talk about the One Global Movement youth ambassadors, which we have young girls there a lot. Look at the incredible job that they are doing. Now they know that I have a
Yeah.
purpose, that I have to thrive. They speak with me like real ambassadors. They know it because they were born with that. And we thank God that we are catching them very young. So they know it, because this is exactly how they're going to grow, and they're going to know that because of what we're doing with them, which is very important. So, as One Global Movement boldly proclaims, we do not raise daughters to beg for space. We're not raising
Mm.
daughters to beg for space. We are helping them to gain land and the soil and be a legend. Very, very important. We equip them to create it. We believe that thriving means belonging, building, and becoming, just like you said. Becoming, very, very important. Building, thriving, and becoming. It is a journey of discovering who you are and using that truth to serve your community, beginning from yourself. How you
Yes.
carry yourself, how you feed yourself, how you dress, how you talk, how you say hello, how you embrace people, how you love others. And then you extend it to your neighbor, your community, your village, your country, and the world, like the
Yes.
ambassadors are doing. And so when a young woman knows her purpose, she becomes unstoppable.
Yep.
Purpose is the inner compass that guides her through a noisy, unjust world. At One Global Movement, therefore, we teach purpose not as a luxury, but a necessity. Without it, the young woman is vulnerable to peer pressure, confusion, and defeat. She's
Yes.
bound to imitate the Hollywood. She doesn't want to eat, and then she wants to be slim. Embrace your body, eat healthily, and then when she eats, she goes and purges so that she can be slim, and then she attracts illness. This is what we don't want. Don't If you want to copy something, make sure that it aligns with your purpose. If it doesn't align with your purpose, let it go. You're not forced to say yes to every person or to every situation. No, you're not called to do that. Say yes when it pleases you and when it goes with your purpose. Because you come number one. If you do not build yourself, you will not be able to build your family and your community. This is very important. So with it, the young woman becomes a builder of bridges, a healer of pain, a teacher of peace. Peace. A young woman with purpose will not only survive the storm, she will command it. She will say, you know what? Although I am a storm born, because I am a storm born. I was born in the storm. But guess what? I am going to dance in the rain because I found my purpose, and I know that I will thrive regardless of who says what, because if he created me and put that into me, there is nothing that can take it away from me. So
Exactly.
we need to teach our young women this, because a lot of time, if we don't teach them, you don't have to be educated to teach them. No, you just have to have the moral value. You just have to have the purpose to be able to teach these young women. Because when you teach them any skill that they're going to learn out there, whether it is writing a book, whether it is teaching their own children, that pops up. And it is a ripple effect that will continue to affect her descendants and her society and her village. This is very, very important. Through our initiative like mentorship, what we are doing here is mentorship, education access, healing circles. We are healing. All of this is together, leadership workshops, like through the seeds program, through 5 chicks per child program that we are creating around the world, micro grants and mental health empowerment. Micro grants, like you give this little kids $20 for 5 chicks and to feed. Those are micro grants, and we have to, at the end when they sell, they pay a fee so that we don't make them think that things are for free. When you feed their mindset like that, they know that I have to pay my way. I don't have to live the spirit of dependency. So we help young women define their why and use it to reshape their destiny. So One Global Movement is not a distant dream. It is an everyday action like we do it. We are on the ground, hand in hand in hand, as we are doing here, because we are holding everybody's hand virtually, which is very good. Hand in hand with girls and young women in refugee camps. I visit
Yeah.
refugee camps, just so you know.
Yes.
Urban neighborhoods, rural farmlands. I go there, I volunteer on farmlands so that I can learn what other people are doing, what they are growing. We can do what is called seeds exchange, organic seeds exchange. And we are busting cities, villages, communities, neighborhoods. We bring books because I share books. I buy writing materials on behalf of One Global Movement. We are doing that. What we are doing here is virtual learning, which is still good,
It
without
is.
carrying the books. Books that these children can really hold, like I used to be. So I see the educated, they are holding their books. I'm like, you know what? I started copying them. I'll be walking like them, and I want to be like them, So
Yes.
also food to tables that once went. What we do, we have the One Global Movement garden from the backyard to the dining table. Very important. Very
Very.
important. Training to minds filled with unstoppable potential. That's what we are doing here. You want
Yes.
these children to know that they were born with greatness, that they can do this, that if another person can do it, these young women can do it. That I am
Absolutely.
determined to do it or I die. Because you may as well just die than not to do it, because otherwise you're going to be dying a million times before your actual death. That is very, very important. you know
Yes.
This is
Mm-hmm.
so we want our young women to do great things in the world. In the
In the
world.
world. Yes.
Very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
And sister, do you have anything to say?
No, I was just going to say this platform is a safe space for both information, education, and resources. From what you're saying, right? They people who young women, if they have such a desire to find out if they can come and share what they are going through wherever they are, because this is a global platform, right?
Yes, it is.
It's heard all around the world. So come and find out how you can get some support, whether it's just more information or education, and even what find out some of the things that you are doing. Because as we always say here, it's up to us to model these things that we're encouraging, whether it's boy or girl, these young people to do. We have to be doing it for ourselves, grounded in purpose, whatever our purpose are. And then if that purpose resonates with them, then that's how you get the multiplying effect, right?
Right.
So I think that's a good thing to let them know that we're an active and we're up and running. It might not seem that way, but we are globally active. One
Yes.
yes, one global movement is available to you if you want to come and share something with it.
Please do. Do not, no matter how you share it, what language, please let us
Yes,
encourage these children. They don't have to always share, because what you see here, we don't always talk about the not so good situation. It's a mixture. You bring this thing. Maybe they just want to come and share about a movie that they watch with their friends. And
absolutely.
we learn a lesson from there. Let them
Yeah.
come and share,
Mhm.
encouraging them, or maybe they have a topic that they want to talk about, or they want us to
Ex-
talk about together. This is
Exactly.
a safe space, and this is a space where you are free to make mistakes, because mistake is part of growth. And
It
we are
is.
also making those mistakes here. You've heard sisters sometimes correct me, because that's the way we're supposed to dwell with one
Of
another.
course.
And let
Yes.
children normalize it, not to feel that they have to be all of the nobody has it. Okay?
Nobody.
We are still
Nobody has it.
on the
Yeah.
potter's wheel. You are on the potter's wheel. I am on the potter's wheel.
We all are.
God is
Yes.
keep molding and shaping us every day with what we do. And the
Absolutely.
most important thing is to take that action and say, I'm going to do it
Yes.
regardless. Because when you fail, you better be happy and thank God, because you're going to learn from that same situation. And I failed a million times. Okay?
If you fail, it means you're doing something.
Yes.
Many people can sit around doing nothing and be critical. But if
Yes.
you're failing, you're doing something, obviously. And doing something, that's what we're supposed to be doing, right? We're
Yes.
human beings first, but we're supposed to be doing something. Doing. That's how we make progress and serve one another. That's our purpose. You must be doing something. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Something good,
Very
preferably.
good. Yes. And when you're doing something good, the world will come after you. And don't think that they hate
Yes.
you, or
No.
you have ill luck. No, because they've seen that you're doing something good, and
Yes.
those feeble minds will want to collapse it. But don't
Yes.
give up. Just be happy that yes, that means I'm doing something great.
I'm doing something.
Continue to
Yes.
do
Yes.
it. And you
Yes.
continue with
Exactly.
peace, in love and dignity. Don't look for
Yeah.
trouble. Just keep doing what you're doing, and the way will be paved for you. So as
Amen.
we boil down to closing, in this complex world,
Yeah.
young women are not problems to be fixed.
No.
They are solutions in bloom. They are solutions that are waiting to blossom. Let this be our commitment. We will not rest until every young woman walks with her head high, high inside of herself, not walking like this, see me. No, your head is high within you, her mind open, wide,
Mm-hmm.
and her hands building, weaving, creating, and her heart full of purpose. This is very, very important. We call on educators, we call on world leaders, we call on all mentors, faith leaders, policy makers, entrepreneurs, and everyday change makers. We call on everyone. Join the thriving revolution. One global movement is a thriving revolution. It is
It
thriving in
is.
the world.
It is.
Supposed to, it should, because it's for children, young people, and women.
Amen.
Refuse to settle for survival. Refuse
Yes.
by
Refuse it.
saying, no, I'm not going to settle to survive. I'm going to settle for thriving. and thriving
Amen.
every day. If you
Amen.
if you go 1% up today, tomorrow should be two, the next day should be three, and that's how it goes. Let us create together a world where every young woman doesn't just exist, but lives, leads, and thrives. You know,
Amen.
and
Yes.
finally, the future is not something we wait for. No,
Mm-mm.
it
Mm-mm.
is. It is
Yes.
something young women will build when we dare to believe in them.
True.
And here in
Very
One
true.
Global Movement, we believe in them. And like Martin Luther King Jr., Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. said that if you cannot run, walk.
Absolutely.
If you
Yes.
cannot
Cannot walk,
walk,
crawl.
crawl.
Yeah.
And if
Yes.
you cannot crawl, keep moving by any means. Keep
Yep.
moving. Because
Yep.
when they say that, it's not like physically. If your mouth cannot speak, your
Yeah.
hand will speak. If
Yes.
if
Absolutely.
if your hand cannot speak, you can shake your head, you can move, you can do something. Keep
Yep.
moving.
Moving. Keep
The
moving.
world is here for you, the young woman, and of course, the young people. So, thank you guys so much. Let us
For
appreciate
listening.
our
Yes.
audience. And sister, if you have anything, because it's you are the one who
Yeah.
is beautiful.
Yeah. I just want to add, this is something just universal though. If you can't help, don't
Mhm.
hinder them. Don't don't criticize. Don't tell them that they're this or they're that. I'm talking about young women specifically now because all of us are carrying something. That is something that's universal.
Right.
So you don't know what strength it took for this person to just show up. Just be,
Yep.
right? Just be on stage because the world is a stage. That's what Shakespeare said.
And we all are
So
players.
yes. So if you can't help the person, just be quiet. Leave them alone because do not heap any kind of hindrance in their way by calling them names or this or that. Because everybody is just teetering on going that way or that way. And if this person is moving forward, that's strength, that's surviving, that is striving.
Hmm.
It's a forward movement. So please, if I could ask everybody, male, female, whatever, do not hinder anyone when they're fulfilling their purpose. If you can't align with it, if you can't support it, at least leave them alone.
Yep. Yep. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
really emphasizing on that. That's so important. And if
you.
you
Yep.
can, my grandmother used to say, you want to support somebody, put your two hands on their back. Just
And
keep
push. Yeah,
pushing.
exactly.
And
There
that's
you
what you
go.
do. As you're pushing them, they are going forward because they're doing something great. You
Yeah.
yourself, you are falling.
You
So
are
you
going
one
forward.
to
Yes.
the moon. You're gonna land
Exactly.
on the stars and you're still gonna be great anyway.
There you go. I love that because that is exactly what I'm trying to convey here. Because there are too many people who are heaping misery on somebody who's already just barely hanging on. You know what I mean?
Yes. Right.
I see it all over social media two ways. People are saying, you don't know what others are carrying. So if you can't support them, if you can't champion them, if you can't support and praise them and encourage them, just be silent.
Right.
Just be silent.
Just be silent. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, beautiful audience. Without you, we will not be here. And so,
Thank you for
together,
being.
through the
Yeah.
spirit of Ubuntu, the African spirit of Ubuntu, we will support one another, particularly our young women and of course, children and young men as well. Thank you guys
Mhm.
so much for always being here. And I highly appreciate you guys. We will keep doing this until we touch every corner of the globe with
Yes.
our revolution. So thank you so
Yes.
much.
Yes.
And so, Mitra, how are you, sister? Thank you so much for joining us here today. We highly appreciate you. And Sadhan Kameka, thank you so much. Guys, I will really urge you if we want this to get to every corner of the globe, if you have not like or follow our Facebook page, please do so because we are looking for all resources, whether they are books, whether they are financial resources, material resources, whatever, whether they are farm tillers, whatever. We are looking for everything. And this one is simple. You can commit yourself, set a goal and say, I am going to make sure 150 or 10 people like and follow One Global Movement. When you do that, they already get One Global Movement, and those who depend on them, they do the same. Imagine how this will go and will get to every home in the world. This is the way to do it. Let's not just only attend, let's do it. And I'm doing my part. Are you doing your part? Because our children are going to hold us accountable if we don't
Yes.
do what
Yes.
we need to do for them. So thank you so much. And
Yes.
please make sure you hit that like button. If what you hear here is it's good to your ears, hit that like button and subscribe if you have not yet done so. So our beautiful sister Melanie is in the audience. Sister, thank you so much for supporting either on stage or in the audience according to your time from work. And we know that you're sacrificing your time. That is exactly what she's doing. That's her own way of supporting. She
Yes.
sacrifices her 30 minutes time, maybe it's not even up to 30 minutes, to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it takes. Volunteering, sacrificing your time. Thank you
Mm-hmm.
so much, sister, for what you're doing. We wish you the very best. I wish that I was able to join you today, but not possible because of my break times. Hopefully,
Yes.
sometime soon. Have a wonderful afternoon. A wonderful afternoon to you as
To
well,
you
sister.
too. Thank
We
you.
appreciate your support and love for children. And we have greetings to everyone here from our beautiful sister on stage. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sister.
Mhm. And this is a topic again. And sometime when you go to rewatch, make sure you rewatch these things as many times as possible because
Right.
you don't just do it today and you don't do it tomorrow. And if you find something, leave a comment there so that when we
Yes.
go back there, we do check those comments and then we can also reply or give a shout out to you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
This
Yes.
is this is our classroom. YouTube
Yeah.
here, One Global Movement YouTube is our classroom. So
Mm-hmm.
let us anchor our kids there instead of anchoring them to negative news, you know. But we
Right.
also teach them to know that those things exist, but we really arm them with tools that will help them to navigate any situation. So thank
Mm-hmm.
and this is our Facebook page link. Please do so. And I'm going to be sometimes when I have that space, I send it to people because people too are also busy. Sometimes they tend to forget. And this
Mm-hmm.
StreamYard, if you subscribe to StreamYard through the referral from here, then $10 you just have donated $10 to One Global
Yes. To
Movement
one
account.
global movement.
And
Yes. Yes.
StreamYard is very good. So if you need to use it, you can use it
Mm-hmm.
and it connects to your YouTube channel. I think Zoom does not do that, but
Mm-hmm.
StreamYard does. It's very good.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And Maria Jars, how are you, sister? Thank you so much for
Mm-hmm.
joining us. We love you. And Sister Sanjo from India, Namaste, sister. How are you? Thank you so much. And our managing director is here. Thank you so much, John, for the work that you're doing for children worldwide. We appreciate you. And then Sonia, thank you so much for your love and support for children. Sir Ashid D. Sagma, thank you so much, sir. I think you're from Bangladesh, if I'm not forgetting. Thank you for investing your time in serving children and young people, particularly young girls. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And Surrender Singh Pong, how are you? Thank you so much for being a part of us here today. We highly appreciate your love for children and women worldwide. And we have Sir Abdul Sattar. How are you? Thank you so much, sir. We highly appreciate you. Extend our love and wishes to every child around you. And let's go down here. Of course, our beautiful sister Nancy. How are you, Nancy? Thank you so much for always helping on stage and behind the scene, and thank you for picking up after John when he's running late or something. Thank you so much for doing that. If we can have about three people to be doing that alternatively, because people have other commitments, and then we can be making sure that the chat is good, is looking good, so nobody it's it. Thank you. And Sir Ojala Kuma, thank you so much, sir, for your love and support for children. We highly appreciate you. And let's go down here. And our beautiful sister says, we have to teach our children the first thing that matters in life is you. Love yourself. Be confident, be positive, and you will be able to share with others. You have to be the roots to feed the branch. Thank you so
Mhm.
much. Nancy. That is so.
Yes.
If you do not, that's why we say here that if you have not taken care of your health, if you have not taken care of your home, your children, your household, there'll be no need to come here because you will not be operating with a clear and clean mindset. And so if you
Mhm.
have something to do, take a day off and go do it because whether you take a day off or not, one global movement is still going to continue. And so it's good that when you are here, you contribute with a very good mindset by first of all taking care of yourself.
Yes.
All right, because I take
Mhm.
care of myself. But sometimes you hear me, I say I will not be here because of this, and that, right? So, and sister to does that is to show example to our children that you matter first. You are number one. After Almighty God, you come first. Before
Yes.
mommy, before daddy, before the other siblings. Because when you empower yourself, you thrive and the others will also thrive. Thank you so
Yes.
much, Nancy.
Yes. Very
And
wise advice.
Suraj Kumar, how are you? Thank you so much for being here and for standing as a great pillar behind children. We appreciate you. And then we have Ama Chandra. How are you? It's been a while, but thank you so much for supporting One Global Movement and for stopping by today. We appreciate you. And here again is our Facebook page link. Thank you so much for always putting that there. And our beautiful sister Nancy says, Families, we can start helping our children by pressing the big thumbs up. Invite someone, subscribe, and share with families and friends. And we have
Look who's
Kenita.
here. Kenita. Woo, Kenita.
How are you, Kenita? That's a beautiful name.
I know. Wow.
How are you,
Haven't,
Kenita? Thank you
haven't
so
seen you in
much.
a while. Yes.
Yes, we miss you and we love you. And thank you for representing the Moments family today. And say hello to everyone, okay? We appreciate
Yes.
you. And please, please, please let us set a goal to help these children. You begin by helping. We're not waiting for the finances. What we do here by liking, sharing, and subscribing, it will also help AI to bring us tools that we can continue to help. So do something with the Facebook page link and share it on all your social media handles and really write a statement about One Global Movement because you've been hearing about the mission that our sister always reads on Wednesdays, talk about it. So please do something. This is for all of us to do. No one, no child should be left behind when you and I are existing. It is not just for Mundih, it's not just for Sister Yvonne, it's not just for Mr. Barilla or for Nancy or for Sharon or for Esther or Melanie. It is for all of us to do. It is a commitment from the one that created us. Not to do so is a crime against humanity. Let us do this together. Thank you
Yes.
guys so much, sister. And I will. Is there any other name? Did I miss anything?
Oh, no, you could. You could.
Okay. So please, 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 I would like you to give the closing remarks.
Well, it's just what I've been stressing, sister, what I just said before, because it's very important to me. Because after we've decided that the world is complex, and some people, well, we're focusing on the young women today, they're all, whether you live in New York, Canada, whatever, in Nairobi or Gaza, the war torn areas, it doesn't matter in the sense that we're all going through something, right? And
Mhm.
so the support that we are going to offer is where from where we are, what we can do. And this is one thing that One Global Movement is doing. We're here if someone needs us in whatever capacity we can offer.
Mhm.
But I'm saying that encouragement is one of the big things that we can give to these young people, right? Let them know that they have support however you can do it. And if you can't do it, though, if you can't do it, don't hinder them
Yep.
because you do not know what it takes for somebody to show up just for one more day. We don't know.
Yep.
And that's the danger of that, right? And the danger on social media, which is what I wish a lot of our young people would do less of because it's not kind there. You started off by saying how the technology that's meant to make us so connected is also making us very divisive, because
Mm.
some of the things that people say, even when you pour your heart out, I see people coming there, they're looking for validation. And it's, to me, it's the wrong place to look, but it's young people and the technology attracts them. But they pour so much into this social media, they tell their vulnerable hearts, and the pushback that they get, it's, I'm thinking, how can somebody do this to somebody when they don't know how much suffering they're going through?
Yeah.
So I would just encourage us to be kind.
Yes. Be kind. Let us be kind to one another. Let's learn
Yeah.
to be kind, because when you're kind to somebody, you're kind to yourself. Until Friday, stay focused, stay empowered, and always believe in endless possibilities. We love you all. Bye
Love
bye.
you. Bye bye. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you, sister.
Thank you, too. Thank you.